Wait a minute, has anyone seen this before? I mean, not just on my channel, but all over the place. Hi everyone, welcome back to Pearls with a Twist. My name's LA and this is my little fiber studio where I love to do some knitting, spinning, dyeing, a little bit of macrame and throw in some sewing, and you've got yourself a pretty well-rounded space. Can we film? This shot's going real well. Yeah. Hi. Oh, what are you doing? Let's go outside. Sorry about the little doggies, but they wanted to be stars today. The last episode I released was all about my summer knitting plans, and it's been a few weeks and I have done some knitting here and there. And I have 2 finished objects, a couple whips to go over with you, so it was time for an update. Since we do have a few finished objects to talk about, let me grab Evie, my co-star, and we'll get going.
What? You can't! Oh, shit!
Now that I almost killed the talent, Evie, say hi to everyone. This is Evie. Okay. Evie today is wearing the balloon cardigan that I recently cast off, and the balloon cardigan was designed by PetiteKnit. The version I knit uses the Fibre Co. yarn Cirro in the colorway Polaris, and just for reference, this is a size small and it used about 4.5 skeins. Normally, based on the suggested positive ease, I would have been a medium, but I wanted to decrease that positive ease a bit. So I dropped down to a small. Basic things about the balloon cardigan. It is your basic relaxed fit, slightly cropped cardigan. Has this beautiful line right here to differentiate your chest from your shoulders, which, as I mentioned last time, I'm not digging on drop down because they make me feel really bulky. By the way, it's real hot. It's real hot here in the Northwest Washington. So, but you know, it's also real hot just for me in general because changes. Anyways, where was I? Oh, deep V-neck. The highlight of this cardigan is these dramatic balloon sleeves, which is also the one place where I did a modification, and that modification was simply to shorten the length of the sleeves so that it wasn't as dramatic of a balloon. I just needed it to be able to be more useful in my day-to-day, so that's where the only modification I really made. The great thing about this pattern is it does include an integrated button band, which means that you're knitting it as you go, which means there's minimal finishing to do after you've cast off. It's kind of a dream come true. The one and only thing other than weaving in your ends that you really need to do is choose your buttons. And can we please talk about these buttons? Look how cute and how perfectly they match. Oh, I love them. They're so cute. I stumbled on them in my local little quilting shop and knew they had to come home. They were just the right size for this button band, and yep, put them on and it was a match made in heaven. So let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, I cast her on May 19th, and I bound her off on June 29th. So she was on the needles for roughly 42 days, if that's right. Yeah, so a decently quick knit, considering I don't always have just one object going, so there was some other stuff going, so that's pretty quick knit. And a fun knit and mindless knit. I mean, it's all stockinette. There's nothing other than your little ribbing edges. So it's mindless knit. You can take it anywhere. And I'm really excited to wear her. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to wear her yet for 2 reasons. 1, 2, you guys. I wanted to make sure I didn't do something stupid before I got this on the video. So here she is making her debut, and now I get to wear her as soon as I can. She shouldn't be too hot, like late evening should be fine. I just haven't been out since I made her, so finished her. So there you go, balloon cardigan, PetiteKnit. Let's move on to the next finished object. All right, moving on, we are into the, wait a minute, has anyone seen this before? I mean, not just on my channel, but all over the place. Say from a certain popular designer who tends to make certain popular designs for certain festivals. Anyways, this is the flock vest designed by Andrea Mowry. It is the first time Andrea Mowry has released a design specific for the flock vest, which is the Flock Fibre Fest, which is occurring in Seattle the first weekend of August. And mine is almost done. As you can see, I have everything done. I haven't wound off the edges and I don't have my buttons on, but everything else is done. So that's fun. That's the fun part. Now, just real quick, this is a very basic top-down vest. It has a gorgeous classic silhouette. It is your basics. It is stockinette stitch throughout. However, all of this striping makes it just so potato chip knitting. I could not put this thing down. It is so much fun. And I knit mine up using a worsted weight yarn. I used Blue Sky Fibers Woolstock in the colorway Moss for my main color. And Ultra Alpaca, and I'll have the colorway numbers up here because they don't have names, but this white and this pink were both an Ultra Alpaca, which is a 50-50 merino alpaca yarn. And it all works well together. I love it. I'm excited. I love this green with this pink. I'm so excited. Oh, look at that. I could wear it together. And so, like I said, it's stockinette except for your edging, which is all completed with rib. I am contemplating pulling back all of this ribbing and actually doing a double knit band. It's feeling a little messy to me, and also the buttons I got for it are too big for it. So, and it would also give me just a hint more space if I made the button band a bit thicker. So I am contemplating pulling this back. Not the stockinette at all, just the button band and then the armhole edging and making it double knit. We are sitting at July 14th and Flockfest is at the end of the month, so I'll be going August 1st. I have some time. The cowl ends on the 18th, so but I mean, yeah, I would love to get it done before the cowl is done, but I also would love to get it done once and for all and have it so that I look at it and I'm really proud of it. And I don't know. I mean, I suppose I could get smaller buttons. We shall see. But I consider her finished because the only reason why you don't see the ends weaved in is because I haven't snipped them. They are woven in. I just haven't snipped them just in case I do decide to pull back this button band. I want to be able to find my end really easily. So I learned that lesson a couple projects ago. Like I said, potato knitting. I think this was on my needles for maybe 2 or 3 weeks with other projects going at the same time. It just is so easy to knit on and it's so fun and you just want to keep going and seeing it all work up. It's a fun project. My sister's making hers too. She needs to hurry up though because like I said, it's the 14th. So 2 weeks, we're back. All right, so that is the last finished object. So let's go ahead and move to whips. Bye, Evie. My next whip is... I'm so excited. I cannot believe it. So this is my second pair of socks, and it's a whip because I am right here on the second sock. So whip. So I'm really excited. This is the I'm So Basic sock by Summerlee, and it is knit up using Life in the Long Grass in the colorway Chrysalis, and the cuff, the heel, and the toe is actually knit up using some of my own hand-dyed yarn. So it's a nice little mix. Life in the Long Grass is hand-dyed in Ireland. She does some beautiful work, and I just thought this picked up all this orange, just lovely. So there's really not much more to say. Socks are addictive. I'm knitting them. So last episode, I reached out and asked if you guys could help me choose what tank top I should knit this summer. And I listed 4 options. Well, originally I listed 4 options, and originally it wasn't just a tank top, it was a summer top. The 4 options included the Drifting Wave tee, the Fleur tank, the Camisole number 4, and Camisole number 7. So if you want to go look back into episode number 5, I go into a bit more detail about all of those options in that episode and would love to have you check it out. However, for those of you who have already watched it and were wondering which one I ended up going with, I ended up going with Camisole number 4. And here is the reason. Camisole number 4 only required me to use 2 skeins of Knitting for Olive pure silk, and I had 3 on hand, but they were still within the return window, so I returned one of them, and was able to put that towards a gift card that I'll use towards my next yarn purchase. So that was one of the reasons I went ahead with it, was for money. The second reason was timing. We are sitting at 9 weeks left in the summer, and I estimate I have about 2 weeks to work. 2 weeks, I estimate that this tank top's going to take about 2 weeks. The reason why I'm estimating 2 weeks is I would love to have it as a backup to wear for the Flock Fest, so we're giving it 2 weeks. And then that means that some of my other ones that I haven't cast on yet have some time in order for me to finish them before the close of summer. Don't worry though, deadlines mean nothing. They're just nice little goalposts to look forward to. So here is where I currently sit with my Camisole number 4 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I have done the front 2 triangles. I've actually also done a swatch and with my ChowGoo US4 needles, and I started to knit up after doing the swatch, blocking it and everything, and I started to knit up the triangles, and I just wasn't liking how it was working up, just physically working up. So I swapped to my Luca driftwood needles in the same size. I was originally going to swatch again, but then I realized these are swatches. So I'm going to do these 2 front ones, which I've done now, and I will block these and see how everything's looking. But I'm feeling like I can adjust the amount that I cast on under the arms to compensate for any issues with my gauge. But yeah, so you will be seeing more Camisole number 4 in the future. And yes, I really struggled with this choice, but in the end, it really made the most sense to allow me to eventually get to what I want to be casting on next, which let's talk about that a little bit. As I mentioned in last episode, I also want to cast on the Cloud Cardigan, and I will have all the details up here, using the Fibre Cirro yarn, however this time in the colorway Infrared. I estimate after having knit up the balloon cardigan, which took me about 42 days and had those dramatic bell sleeves and was had a little bit more positive ease, I estimate that the Cloud Cardigan is probably going to take about 4 skeins, and I'm guessing about 4 weeks. So we've got 2 weeks for Camisole number 4, 4 weeks for the Cloud Cardigan, which leaves my last project, which I haven't quite cast on yet, but it's one of the ones I'm most excited to cast on, which is the Anesidora Shawl, using all my hand dyes, which are right here. So that gives me about 2 to 4 weeks on the side to work on those and finish up this sock, which actually I think this sock will be finished within the week, and get me to about a 25-30% completion rate on the shawl prior to the close of summer. And also cleans up the needles so that I can start planning for fall. Because this year I'm really trying to work on knitting things before the season actually happens, which is why the balloon cardigan and then the Cloud Cardigan are going to be great fall transition wears. But I'll still have time to enjoy Camisole number 4, and then the shawl is going to be a great fall asset as soon as she's done. So that's where we are there. What else do I have? Oh, I haven't talked to you all since I went to Fibre Fusion in Monroe, Washington. So let me grab some things and I'll be right back at ya. As always, Fibre Fusion was a lot of fun. I went with my sister, and there was a ton of amazing vendors, and it was just a lot of fun. It's always so energizing to be around the Fibre community, and everyone's so nice and welcoming and chatty, and it's an amazing day in general. I do have a lot of stash in both of my yarn and my fiber. So I kind of went in knowing I wasn't planning on spending very much. I had a very limited budget to work with, and I did not plan on going over that. And I did not go over that. However, seeing as I have a very full stash that I'm trying to work through, I also just wasn't feeling a lot of urges to make any purchases. However, I did want to use the opportunity to support smaller businesses, and so I took that opportunity. I was walking around and I came across these absolutely adorable wool floral arrangements and this vase that came with it if you got a certain amount of these little stems and flowers, and it's so cute. I'll have a better picture of it up here. So the small business owner behind this is Jenny Lynn from Wool Creations, and I took a look at her website, and it looks like her background was in rug hooking, and I don't know if that's correct, but I've yet to go down that rabbit hole, so please forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. And that led to her wanting to use different sorts of applique, which got her into the floral applique, which then led down the pathway of her doing these adorable floral arrangements. And in fact, she's from Snohomish, Washington, and she offers classes. And yeah, so I urge you, if you're in the area or not, to take a look at her website. I'll have her details in the description below. And yeah, I have it on my desk, and it's just so cute because I love plants, I love flowers, but these flowers will never die, and they're made out of wool, and I just love them. So that was my first purchase, and it did not add to the stash. The second purchase is actually the ring I'm currently wearing, and I will have a close-up on this ring. And this ring was designed by Sarah from Denim and Rain, and that is a YouTube channel that I've actually watched for the past several years. Last year I was able to buy a few stitch markers, although I was there on the very last day, so I kind of got towards the end of what everyone had already torn through because she has such beautiful stuff. But this year I got there a little earlier, so I was able to go through things, and I had never noticed that she made rings. So I went ahead and bought one, and I love this thing. I wear it every day, and it felt good not only to support small biz, but also to kind of say thank you to a creator who I've enjoyed very much, and other than just being able to subscribe and like and comment. So yeah, I really like it. I wear it every day, and I get a lot of comments on it because it's a very unique ring. And so yeah, so that's acquisition number 2. Again, no increase to the stash. Let's move on to what did slightly increase the stash. As I mentioned in my intro, not only do I knit, but I also do some spinning. I haven't really brought it up in the channel before just because there hasn't been a great opening to it. Even currently right now it's tour de fleece, but my attention has been elsewhere, so I haven't been able to take part in it as much as I would like to. However, I did purchase this at Fibre Fusion with the intent of spinning it for tour de fleece, but that didn't happen. But it is absolutely gorgeous. It has this dark, beautiful black brown mixed in with this lovely mauve and some of your lighter wools. It is a 40% mohair, 30% alpaca, 30% merino blend, and I'm so excited to see what this will spin up to be and then eventually get knit into. She's just so fluffy. I'm so excited. She has a little hint of glitter. It doesn't say what they used exactly to get it. I mean, it's so minute. You barely can see it, except for right now the sun is setting a bit, so it's catching some of that. But so this was the first thing of roving that I bought, and it is from Rimini's Stilly River Ranch, and they deal with registered Angora goats, both white and colored. So they are there every year, and this was the first year I was able to actually get my hands on some of their roving before it sold out. My next bundle of roving is also from that same vendor, and it is a blend of 40% merino, 30% mohair, 25% alpaca, and 5% silk. And that silk is what gives you all of this delicious greens and yellows and purples and teals, and here, this is a good part of it right there. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to spin this and see what it works up to. So I wonder what you will be when you grow up. But that's it. I was a good girl. I would say I was a good girl. I only added to my Fibre stash, so mission accomplished. And I stayed under budget. Actually, I think I only stayed under budget by like $10, but oh no, I bought a raffle ticket, so right on budget. But yeah, so I think that is it, guys. This was a short one, but I wanted to keep you updated on my summer knitting plans because, you know, we're, what, 37% of the way through summer already? Sorry. And as is usual, I've just been knitting away, enjoying the sun and basically knitting in lovely locations. So we've been doing a lot of work on our boat too, so soon I'll be able to get out on the boat, do some knitting while we're doing some island hopping. And I'm really looking forward to that too. But that's it, guys. It's a short one this week, so we'll catch you on the next one. And who knows what I'll be knitting on then. But thank you so much for joining. And guys, remember to like and subscribe. And please just say hi, because I just really would love, the whole purpose of being on here is to just kind of make a community and get to know some other knitters. So please be sure to drop a comment and say hi. Would love to hear from you. Cheers.